Yeah, it's June, start of summer school. It's always a really fun time of year to get guys back on campus, to get some of the new guys here. We obviously don't have a full group yet. We've got a couple of the European guys still going through the process and everything that's going on with that at this time. Z is here, but Z did not work out today. He's going through the final steps of getting admitted to school here at Illinois. But it's good to have that group out there and a workout in. It's exciting to start my job of fitting the pieces of the puzzle together and just seeing the group as a collective group and what that looks like. Do have one injury report. Ty Rogers got hurt last week in a pickup game at home. Will be out indefinitely. We'll have to have some surgery to do some repairs, and we'll know more as that process goes on. But he's right now still in Michigan and going through some of that. So it's been a busy spring. It's been a very productive spring. I'm very excited about this group. We're very specific in trying to get older. I thought we had two young men in the portal that I think we hit home runs with. We were very specific in terms of Andre Stojakovic, in terms of finding a big wing, a proven wing, guy that's averaged 18 a game, done it at this level. And then obviously Z, potential 7'2" size shooter, fits exactly in our mold and gives us a nice front court with Ben. Those two and Merkovich and Jason Jacks just in that mix and that rotation. So big, size, athletic, and all have the ability to pass, catch, and shoot. So obviously it's nice to have a group of returners back, which we didn't have last year. Feel great about that. That was very evident today in the leadership on the court, led by Colin Boswell, Ben, Tommy. All of those, Jake, all of those guys are very, very impactful, not just on the court and in the weight room, but off the court as well, as new guys have adjustments to make. So excited, still trying to complete a schedule that we think will be one of the toughest we've ever played, one of the most demanding we've ever played. Very, very excited to have a return back to Chicago, to the United Center in a game that we set a couple of years ago with Alabama, and look forward to that. And then, as always, we want to make sure we take care of our fans the best way we can with home and home series, and with Texas Tech, Elite Eight team, a team that is got a lot back, a team that's very good, and doing the right things for our fans here in Champaign is something that's very important. So we're still finalizing a couple of dates and finalizing a couple of contracts with opponents that we have, but you can expect a very tough and demanding non-conference schedule again to go with the 22 games in conference play. So excited, looking forward to the summer. It's a very, very busy rest of the month for myself, and excited about the prospects for Will and KJ. We'll head to the draft next week. Hopefully we're only there a day. That means they're first round draft picks, and hearing a lot of really positive things from teams and about their workouts. Right now KJ has been invited to the green room. Looking forward to that opportunity, and hearing great things about Will at this point. So As always, the draft is a little uncertain, as you know, there's a lot of trade rumors going around, and trades can affect what teams do. So, you know, then I'll head to Belgrade right after that and do a clinic in Serbia that I'm very excited about, one of the bigger clinics in Europe, and you know, it'll take us right into up until the 4th of July, or July anyway. So busy rest of the month, an exciting rest of the month, and looking forward to these guys' growth and development and work, especially with Fletch and on the court here.
Any more details you can share about Ty's injury, lower body, upper body?
It's an injury that will require some time away, and you know, it's a knee, so it's lower body, and he'll have to have surgery.
What's that mean for the rest of your team, Brad? What do you need from whether it's the younger guys, Jake, guys?
Yeah, I think that, you know, you continually, you know, Ty's a voice that has even last year, his redshirt year, was very dominant. You know, that will be back on and with us. You know, just we'll see what the process, where it takes us. You know, very excited about you know, this group of freshmen. We've obviously got one that we haven't announced that you know, is out there, and then you know, Brandon and Keaton. You know, we'll have great opportunities. So, you know, unfortunately, injuries are part of it.
I think you've got maybe one last shot to work with. This Ty's injury change your thinking on filling that?
We'll see. Not just going to fill it to fill it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's out there. We've never stopped, truthfully, not looking, but we're not going to be reckless in terms of what we do. We're just going to make sure that it's the right fit if there's one.
So even before Ty, you guys are maybe still looking to fill one more spot potentially?
We were good with where we were at, but if there was always, you know, the availability of the right piece, then you take that. But you know, and we're still in that same mode right now.
Brad, do you have any feel on Mirkovic getting over here? I'm assuming he's in that group of still working through the process, but any like timeline or info on that?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot out there right now. You know, I think that we feel better about just the handling of our processes of getting him. There's a lot that goes into it with translation of transcripts and eligibility center and so on and so forth. So we feel very, very good about those processes. You know, it's then, you know, get an I-20 issued, and then, you know, an appointment for a visa, and we'll still have to work through some of that, and we'll see where that goes, because at this point we truthfully don't know, but we're hopeful sooner than later.
Brad, what do you think about the challenges now, visas, foreign students, recruiting? Like, what are the challenges, and what have you learned about just dealing with those processes?
Yeah, you know, everybody's doing stuff different. You know, I've talked to a school that, you know, they brought guys over on a tourist visa. I don't know why some of them would want to do that. It just gets them on campus and in the country. We've heard reports of guys being deported for different reasons. I don't think it's changed my status at this point very much. Knowing where we are recruiting guys from in terms of the European countries, you know, that I think we have positive relations with, and they haven't been on any banned list yet. So I think we feel really good about what that looks like. But at this point, it would just be, you know, my opinion, and that's no good. We'll deal with stuff as it develops.
Do you feel optimistic about getting everybody here?
I do. I don't know. You know, I feel like they're, you know, we're in a good place, and it's, again, just step by step, and all these things take time, and we'll deal with it accordingly.
We got to see Z and Tommy even in practice play together.
Not yet. Obviously, you know, there's stuff that we can and can't do. Today was, you know, it was the first day of summer, so it's the first day we've been able to do anything. And then Z's just going through the final admissions process now with getting final transcripts, and being a second-year kid, we had to get all of his international stuff as well and get it all translated. So, all that stuff takes time, and now we've received all that, so we'll be in the hopefully here very soon, midweek. We hope to have him back.
When they are out there together, what are you looking for to see what works about those two playing in the same lineup, and
Yeah.
how are you going to evaluate that?
Yeah, I think that one, there's a lot of history of those two playing together, which is very encouraging. I think there's, obviously they're twins, so there's great chemistry and great connectivity. I think that Tommy's in a great spot. He's just under 260 pounds now. He was here all May. He's had a great spring with Fletch. I think Fletch is as pleased with him as he could be. And then you've got Z, who's 230, and needs strength and needs to continue to grow in that area of the game, and he'll do that. He's going to work really, really hard. But look forward to both of them on the court. They're both they're different in terms of the way they play, but they're both high IQ. And it'll just be getting Z more up to speed, and then I would at this point in time, I would expect them to be on the court a decent amount together, and very excited about that, because I think they complement each other very well.
He announced the addition to the coaching staff. Can you tell us about Cameron and what he adds to?
Yeah, very excited about Cam and what he brings, and we obviously made us when TA left, and we moved a guy over, and Quay Jones, who did an excellent job last year, and Cam's a West Coast guy, went to Penn. Was captain of the team there, and then spent some time in the Northeast in the prep school ranks. Very, very smart, very astute mind, especially on the defensive side. He'll handle a lot of things on the defensive side. We've made some staff adjustments in terms of moving some people around, and then. Zach Hamer, does a phenomenal job with us, kind of move into a new position for us in terms of helping streamline all of our off-season workouts, our individual workouts, coordinating a lot with Fletch on those things. But really excited about what Cam can bring, not only recruiting-wise, but especially on the court. Some different ideas. He's a very, very good defensive mind, and excited about some of the things that he can bring. A great communicator. Excited to bring he and his wife to our community and our family.
What do you want to add to your defense, whether it's coverage, scheme?
Yeah, we've been good. We haven't been great. Maybe some of that is, I go back to Terrence. We were a top 10 defense, and we lost Terrence for those 6 games, and we slid. Some of it's maybe personnel based, but I think that we obviously would like to find a way to create a few more turnovers. We've been so good offensively, and yet we get no easy baskets. I think if we can continue to grow in that area, we haven't been very handsy. We haven't been in the passing lanes very much since early on in my career. I think knowing that we have size and rim protection, knowing that a guy like Andre Stojakovic is even though he's an 18-point a game scorer, is an elite athlete, got great feet. Mirkovic is a tremendous defender, gives us physicality. So I think we'd ultimately like to block a few more shots. We'd obviously like to, and that's another thing Andre does, is one of the top shot blockers for wings out there. So I think we'd like to, in a perfect world, force a few more turnovers, get a few more easy baskets, and yet not give up, especially on the glass, some of the stuff we've been doing on the rebounding side.
Brad, with how you want to recruit internationally, have you gotten clarification on how you, in the rev share, how to get these kids paid?
Yeah, I mean, it's a continual process. So I think it's obviously there's a lot of work going into that at the NCAA level, at the institution level. There's some unclear, some parts that aren't clear about, what that'll look like. But we're just right now proceeding as normal until we get clarification otherwise.
Are you calling your new assistant coach a defensive coordinator, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, I think that Tyler's handled the offense and Cam will help handle the defense, and we've put Patrick Biddle into a role that will help Tyler and JC. John Keller was a GA. We kind of slid him into a video role. Is going to help Cam, and then Zach's also going to help in a lot of specialty areas, a lot of specifics, handle a lot of the analytic piece to both, and communicate with me directly on both sides of it. A little more than maybe just being focused on the defensive side as he was a year ago.
You have a lot of guys new playing with each other, but do you anticipate or hope there could be less growing pains because you are so much older?
Yeah, and I think we got a lot of guys back. I'm excited about that. I think if you look in the big scheme of things nationally, I think having as many guys back as what we do is we're probably up there. You're not going to see us in any portal rankings because we only have 2, and that's a great thing. You can give me guys in retention all day long, and I'll take them. You just see it out there day one, and I mean, we were just laughing about Tommy a year ago compared to Tommy today. It's night and day, there's always going to be some balance of newness and chemistry but it's nice to have guys that know what we do instead of having to teach a whole group of guys what we do.
I'm curious, when you started recruiting with Serbian comfortable, did you think last year that it would be what it's turned into, or did you feel that grow over the course of the year and then early on into this offseason?
A little bit of both. We felt very comfortable with guys from over there, with European players and the coaching in the background. In all honesty, I mean, a year ago at this time, I would have thought Z would be a pro. And that's where he was projected and what that looked like. Z fell into our lap, so to speak, and obviously his relationship with Orlando, and then having the year Tommy had helped us. We recruited Merck all year. That was a guy that was a priority for us. Beyond that, it's just kind of developed into, and then Andre's been in the States, and so it's just kind of fallen into place a little bit. But we've been very dialed into that part of the world and Europe for a long time. So glad it's happened.
Are you still working on getting that jumpsuit for the first game? We saw that on the Big Ten Network.
Sure, why not? Question is, do I go with a Marlboro or Camel?
Got experience?
No,
You got to call
I'll
it.
have to ask them. I have no idea, but no, I've got the hat. Now I've got to get that a jumpsuit, and I'm sure one of the fellows will give me a gold chain.
Brad Andre, there's shades of what Marcus did offensively, or shades of what Will did offensively. Like, how do you see him just kind of fitting into your offense? What does he add to your offense?
He's an elite athlete. He's gifted athletically. He's what I call a very, very good head rammer. He's a terrific finisher. Dunk with either hand, finishes 12 feet in, maybe as well as anybody that we've had. Got great strength. I think once he has some time with Fletch, that'll continue to grow. I think he's an underrated shooter. Obviously the comparisons to his dad aren't fair. Dad's one of the great shooters in the history of the game. But I think he's had to take a lot of hard shots. I think he's a really good shooter. I think he'll be a high 30s, low 40s type guy. But I think what he does is versatility to live in the paint and have the ability to finish at the mid-range makes him pretty special. And and then his athleticism. He's just right hand, left hand, very, very gifted, very skilled that way.
Are you already seeing a new Kai Boswell? Because I go back to Milwaukee when you lost, and he sat in the locker room and said that he saw stuff last year that he let go because he was new too, and that can't happen anymore.
Yeah, I think that newness and youth were stuff that he, as a veteran, knows what it should look like, and I think that as good as last year was, it was also very challenging, and not just for the sicknesses and the injuries and the mono, but just our youth, the youthful mistakes, the understanding the moment and what that moment was, whatever it was. We didn't handle those situations great, whether it was a side out of bounds play, whether it was a defensive stop, whatever that possession or that moment was, we were sometimes just not quite ready for that. And I think those are the things that he's talking about, that he understands, but we just didn't perform maybe the way we wanted to in those moments. And I think he's well adept at making sure we handle those this year, and that experience will help.
What are some off-season priorities for Tommy, and what do you think the next step for him is?
Yeah, strength. We've obviously got to. I think that we've accomplished that already. His leg strength is through the roof. He's bouncier. He's stronger. We've got to be able to handle, switching much better. Being able to take advantage of him in post-ups and effectiveness. He was a really good post player in Europe, and he, to be honest, didn't have a great year doing that, no matter who was guarding him. So I think that's one of the big things we've worked on. He's been working on a hook shot a lot that he used to shoot. We never saw him shoot it last year. He's a very good, not jump hook, but just hook shooter. So he's been working on that, and then I think just being able to add a bounce or two to his ball handling repertoire will help as well.
Respect to ties. How does